Members, we are going to move to file item 100. That's AB 2873 by Mr. Thurmond. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2873 by Assemblymember Thurmond, an act relating to public contracts and making an appropriation therefore.
Mr. Thurmond.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. This is a bill that helps to create access for Californians who have disabilities and to give them greater ease in entering all buildings in California. It does so by creating greater training opportunities for building inspectors so that those inspectors are able to help ensure that all of our buildings comply with all of our laws around ADA and other disability provisions. The training is called the Certified Access Specialist Program, and it is paid for by a small fee on building permits that allows for building officials to be able to have access to the Certified Access Specialist training. We worked very closely with the building industry, and they advocated for actually creating this fee on building permits so that we can ensure that all building officials have access to this training. On behalf of Californians with disabilities who deserve greater access to all businesses, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Seeing and hearing no debate, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. 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 54 vote bill. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote or 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 desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 55, no 7. The measure passes. We are going to take up AB 2748 without reference to file. Mr. Gatto, clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2748 by Assemblymember Gatto, an act relating to environmental disaster.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gatto. Hang on one second, please. Members, committee report at the desk deemed read and amendments deemed adopted. Mr. Gatto, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Before you is a severely limited bill from the previous version we saw on the floor. It now just covers the Porter Ranch and Exide areas. It's a good bill. It was narrowed this morning in Judiciary, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wilk, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I, too, rise today in support of AB 2748. I want to thank the author for his leadership on the Aliso Canyon gas leak situation. And we did see this bill earlier, and it was too broad at that time because he chose to take amendments from the Judiciary Committee. He has since pared it back. It only deals with the Porter Ranch area and the Exide Technologies facility, and I encourage all members to support this bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilk. Seeing no additional discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. 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 Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 45, no 7. Measure passes. Taking up file item 105, AB 1584. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1585 by Assemblymember Alejo and others, an act relating to water resources, making an appropriation therefore, declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.
Mr. Alejo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and members. AB 1585 would allocate $10 million from the general fund for the Salinas Valley Interlake Tunnel Project, which was authorized by a previous bill of mine from 2014 and that was signed by our governor. The Interlake Tunnel project is a gravity flow conveyance tunnel about 8 miles long that will connect the Nacimiento and San Antonio reservoirs in San Luis Obispo and Monterey counties. In addition, the Interlake Tunnel project will include modifications to increase the water storage capacity of the San Antonio reservoir. Currently, the Nacimiento reservoir fills up 3 times faster during the rainy seasons than the San Antonio reservoir. As a result, the precious water that could be captured and stored at San Antonio for use throughout the year is instead released into the Salinas River and is lost to the ocean despite unused capacity at the San Antonio reservoir. The Interlake Tunnel will address the problem by enabling the transfer and storage of water from Nacimiento to San Antonio before it is lost to the ocean. This bill is strongly supported by Salinas Valley farmers, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote on this important measure.
Mr. Mathis.
Mr. Speaker and members, I too stand in support of this bill. We just recently passed a bill for the people being hit by dry wells and people that need water. This bill is very simply doing the same thing, just for the folks in the Salinas Valley, ensuring that they get water and get water moving in the things that they need. So I encourage you to support this bill as well. Thank you.
Seeing no additional discussion, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. 54 vote bill. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 57, noes 1 on the urgency. Ayes 57, noes 1 on the bill. The measure passes. Moving to file item 134, AB 1672. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1672 by Assemblymember Mathis and others, and act relating to courts and making an appropriation therefore.
Mr. Mathis, you may open.
Mr. Speaker and members, AB 1672 is about doing a Veterans Court Study Program. Currently, we only have 12 counties that have a Veterans Court. What Veterans Court does is it helps our veterans that have slipped through the cracks. It gets them the help that they need, gets them plugged back in, and after they go through these programs, it helps expunge what has happened to them and lets them pick up their lives and continue being vital members of our community. Half of the funding needed for this bill is being paid for by a private funder, Mr. Wayne Hughes. This has been a bipartisan bill. This is just purely looking at how we can better help our veterans, looking at the best case scenarios, and how to extend veterans courts across the entire state. I ask for your aye vote and your support.
Dr. Quirk.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm just thinking back to my father. He was a World War II veteran. He was severely traumatized by the war. And while he was a successful businessman, he was not a successful person. He suffered from what today we call PTSD, but all his family knew was that he was an alcoholic who was angry all the time. Veterans, because of their experience, need special help. Please vote aye on AB 1672. Thank you.
Seeing no additional discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 67, no 0. The measure passes.
here, so let me go to the back.
Okay, members, we are closing in on the finish line. Mr. Bloom, would you like to take up file item 30, AB 2299? Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2299 by Assemblymember Bloom, an act relating to land use.
Mr. Bloom, you may open.
Mr. Speaker, a little bit anxious to get out of the starting gate so I can get to the finish line with all of you. So California is struggling to adequately meet its housing needs, especially for housing that is affordable near job centers and public transportation. And while second units can serve as much-needed rental housing, they can also provide homes for college students, elderly parents, or individuals with disabilities who need to live close to their families or others who can provide them support. AB 2299 will ease and streamline current statewide regulations as well as encourage the building of accessory dwelling units as a way to create more housing options. Currently, several cities are looking at local ordinance to improve or incentivize the creation of ADUs as a way to create more rental properties and incomes for family to stay in their current homes. This bill has very little cost to the state, but will go a long way to help solving our current housing crisis. Thank you, and ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Bloom. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tie the vote. Ayes 47, noes 19. The measure passes. Mr. Bloom, staying with you. Let's take up file item 127. That's AB 2004 by Mr. Bloom. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2004 by Assemblymember Bloom and others, an act relating to health care coverage.
Mr. Bloom, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, a child's ability to hear should not be determined by their family income. Yet here in California, thousands of families have to pay for their child's hearing aids out of pocket or simply have to forgo them altogether. AB 2004 addresses this gap in coverage by requiring health care service plans and health insurance policies to include coverage for pediatric hearing aids. Coverage includes the initial hearing assessment, new hearing aids at least every 5 years, new ear molds, and a new hearing aid if the existing one is no longer working. Fittings, adjustments, auditory training, and maintenance would also be included. Hearing aids have been shown to mitigate the effects of hearing loss and improve speech and language outcomes in children. The earlier children can access and use hearing aids, the better these outcomes are. Additionally, language skills are also correlated with educational outcomes and graduation rates, demonstrating that this bill is not just about health care, but also about education equity. The cost of a hearing aid is the most significant barrier to parents obtaining pediatric hearing aids. Hearing aids and hearing aid services cost approximately $3,500, which is an incredibly steep financial burden for working families. This bill nearly doubles hearing aid coverage in California, increasing the number of children with coverage from 5,862 to 11,018. Additionally, 200 children will be able to get hearing aids for the first time. The bill was amended in Assembly Appropriations Committee with a number of minor revisions that we're happy to take, and 20 other states, I should mention, already require insurance to cover hearing aids for children. It's time that California did so as well. AB 2004 ensures that all California children regardless of income or background, have health insurance coverage for hearing aids, and I ask for your aye vote respectfully.
Thank you. For the bill, Mr. Bloom. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 63, noes 5. The measure passes. We're moving to Ms. Gonzalez's remaining bills. This is file item 124, AB 1978. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1978 by Assemblymember Gonzalez and others, an act relating to employment.
Ms. Gonzalez, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Last summer, Frontline did a series, and it was called Rape on the Night Shift, and it brutally showed how women, often immigrants, who are working alone as janitors in buildings at night, face sexual assault and rape by their supervisors, an issue that's gone unseen and unaddressed for far too many years. Assembly Bill 1978 will take a critical step towards protecting the janitorial workforce in California. This bill will increase workplace protections to prevent sexual assault and violence for janitorial workers and increase transparency among janitorial contractors. AB 1978 will require janitorial supervisors and employees to attend mandatory sexual harassment and violence trainings and establish a system of janitorial contractor registration. This bill will strengthen protections for the workforce since they're at the highest risk of having their worker rights violated. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 49, noes 20. The measure passes. We're moving to file item 131. That's AB 2121 by Ms. Gonzalez. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2121 by Assemblymember Gonzalez and others, an act relating to alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Gonzalez, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 2121 came out of a very tragic incident that happened in San Diego County when medical students from UCSD unfortunately were killed by a wrong-way driver on the freeway right after they'd taken a medical exam. And their fellow students got together and asked what could be better done to help stop drunk driving in California. AB 2121 will require all who serve alcohol for on-site consumption to undergo and pass a responsible beverage service training course. More than 10,000 people throughout the United States die on our roadways due to drunk driving, and about 900 of those occur every year in California. AB 2121 will require that bartenders and servers by the year 2020 take a mandatory course to gain practical information on serving alcoholic beverages safely, responsibly, and legally. This bill will establish training standards and require the ABC to certify training courses for all alcohol beverage servers. 18 states and the District of Columbia already have established a mandatory responsible beverage training course. In fact, a study of Oregon's implementation of the mandatory beverage servers showed a fatal single vehicle nighttime crashes decreased by 23%. It's time for California to require the safety precaution as well. We require people to have a food handling license. This will go hand in hand with that, and we're working with the industry to make sure that they don't have concerns. Right now, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 60, noes 10. The measure passes. Members, we have a number of items remaining on call. We are going to lift the call on file item 41. That's AB 1904. The clerk will read. The clerk will post. All members vote who wish to vote. All members vote who wish to vote. All members vote who wish to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 72, no 0 on the urgency. Ayes 72, no 0 on the bill. Next, we are going to lift the call on file item 83, AB 2467. The clerk will post. All members vote who desire to vote. 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 I'm sorry, Mr. Gomez, did you replace the call? Mr. Gomez replaces the call. Members, I'm prepared to lift the call on file item 53, AB 2581 by Mr. Medina. The clerk will post. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. 54 vote bill. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 60, noes 9 on the urgency. Ayes 61, noes 9 on the urgency. Ayes 61, noes 9 on the bill. Measure passes. I'm prepared to lift the call on file item 59. That's AB 2002 by Mr. Stone. Clerk will post. All members vote who desire to vote. 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 54 votes, members. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. Mr. Stone? All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote.